Almost 2 years ago, we left it all behind for a chance at the sailing adventure of a lifetime.
It has not been smooth sailing since then, but together we are learning and laughing our way through.
Our hope is that if we laugh long enough, we can make our merry way around the world.
And this
is a Millennial Falcon.
So this morning we woke up and as usual we checked the weather, only to discover that the dreaded "can I speak to the manager" tropical storm Karen has decided to form. She's been given a name, and what a name. It's currently tipped to pass towards Trinidad, as far north as Union Island I believe are now on tropical storm watch. So where we are now in St. Bart's, we're sort of safe. We're going to be on the edge of the tropical storm radius, assuming everything stays as predicted. It's going to be all past us by about Wednesday I think. So at this stage there's a super calm coming on Thursday, which we're going to use to punch out some easting. Then the breeze is filling in from the east, which we're going to use to get south to Guadeloupe. We're just going to touch the rock, pick up some supplies, and then press on with the ongoing easterlies down to Grenada, where we were picking up Khiara's mother and sister. We're going to go for a walk, maybe see if we can go to the threshold of the runway, which is just over that hill over there. Maybe catch a plane coming in. I don't know. I don't think many are going to be arriving today. It's very quiet here. There's like only this crazy people or people who just can't go more than like 12 miles at a time are stuck here. We're in the rear with the gear.
I don't want to. No.
Farmer Joe with your cool hat.
Big hill. It's very hot. There is no shade.
You brought your
Apart
own.
from underneath my big umbrella here.
This is cruising life.
Umbrella on my head.
Cruising life. You got to get off the boat and just go point to the nearest big effing hill and go and climb it. Now we just need an aeroplane to come. Not gonna happen though.
Come on, slowpoke. I only walked half the island. Why are you not faster?
Just on our way back to Gustavia now. We walked to a place called St. Jean, which is like a surfing beach. Pretty cool actually, it's a nice spot. I'm glad we got this chance to do this because we didn't punch across the island last time. We just went to the lagoon, which is now empty because it's off season.
There she is.
I swear that there's this like phenomenon where you're on your boat and you've anchored next to somebody, but you think when you're on your boat that you are so incredibly close. You're like, oh my god, I can almost smell what they're cooking for dinner. It's pretty bad. But in reality, when you actually get away from the boat, you're like, oh my god, we are so far apart. Have we dragged? Is there a reason why we are so far apart from the other boat? Oh, I look like such a Farmer Jones.
Farmer Joe.
Oh, now I look like a sweaty Betty.
Sweaty Betty, wow. Oh, don't be mean to Betty. Mama Betts would not be happy to hear that her name's been attached to that. She didn't mean it, Betty. You're a doll. We love you.
You really are. A sweaty Yeti. How about that?
Yeti.
All right?
Yeah.
I feel like a sweaty Yeti.
That's it. Nope, you're cut.
Yeah, it is day 2, 3 in St. Bart's. I'm just making lunch. We had a very sleepless night. We were in the worst anchorage in Gustavia. The first 2 days actually weren't too bad. It was rocky, but it wasn't like terrible. And last night it was just the waves and the wind were coming from completely opposite directions. So needless to say, we did not get a lot of sleep. So first thing in the morning, I went to shore because I was like, nah, I cannot stand this. Adam was so tired, he was still like attempting to nap, God knows how. Anyway, it's now like lunchtime and we've both just bitten the bullet and gone round to the next bay over, Anse de Colombia. I've been here before, but it's really interesting because when we came here before, it was like peak season, everyone was here and it was like gorgeous as it is now, but there were so many boats around and we've come here now and we are the only boat. One boat, that's us, that's it. And like right in the centre, it's so cool and very, very flat. Oh my god! I don't know whether you can hear that, but it's like howling today. The wind is howling and we've had a fair few rainstorms come too, so we got to the bay yesterday. We pretty much just kind of set the anchor out, everything like that. And then all throughout the night the wind was just howling. We didn't know which direction we were pointing either because there is no light on shore. We have no context of which way we're swinging. And it was only like when the sun started coming up this morning that I was like, oh, there's a mountain up there. And we can kind of have like context of where the hell we are. This is so strange though because we're currently pointing to shore, which means that the wind is coming from a northwest and it never ever comes from a northwest. This is so strange and we feel really uncomfortable being so close to shore. It's not even forecast, exactly as Adam said, like
80 degrees opposite to the forecast.
It was meant to be an easter, a southeaster, and it's a northwest. I have no idea why, but we're both feeling a little bit anxious about being this close to shore. But I reckon we're probably about 4 boat lengths to shore now, so we're just going to go and re-anchor and actually re-anchor a little bit later and get a little bit further away and hope and pray for this southeaster to appear. Windy is going off his chops. He's having a happy day today. He has brought in so much power. Adam has spotted our next pet.
Everyone's got boat dogs and boat cats. What about a boat tortoise? Easy to feed, you don't have to walk them for very long.
Easy to find apparently because they're everywhere.
And he would be pretty well grounded, so like, you know, if he slides off a table or something, he's already got like a hard shell.
Oh, what if we lost him though? Like he might fall into the bilge or something. And we're just like, where's Freddie?
We could give him like we could paint his shell. Give him
yes!
Like some cool art.
I went for a walk yesterday, just down this path. And by the end of the walk, before I had to turn back around again, I was like, okay, avoid all the dark rocks because they are little moving turtles who just keep walking around. Tortoises.
Tortoise?
Tortoise?
I don't know, tortoises.
Can we keep it? Anyway, we are up here for a reason. We were taking one more trip to shore before we headed off.
We're probably gonna have to try and motor sail down to Guadalupe today, just as a pit stop for some groceries on the way, but also it's just a nice place to break up the journey. It's super calm today, and it's been Hurricane Karen or I don't know what it was at the time, tropical storm, whatever it was at the time, passed us yesterday. I think we had like 40 knots, maybe 38 knots or something yesterday.
No.
And now the calm in the wake of that is upon us. There's a little bit of an easterly filling in tomorrow, but yeah, at this stage it's like our best chance to go southeast is to wait for a calm day and just motor sail to windward instead of bashing to windward. We have to get down to Grenada to pick up family, but I personally probably wouldn't go down there if we didn't have to.
Yeah.
So we're pretty reluctant to do it because I don't want to spend the diesel, I don't want to spend the hours on the motor. I don't know, I just don't like motoring for a long time. There's no other way to say it. No one likes motoring for a long time, particularly when you've been having troubles. So
Particularly when we're a sailboat.
I'm still, that's right. I'm still working on Khiara to try and find a way for us to just chill out here and enjoy this lovely day.
The day was so lovely that I ended up being persuaded to stay and enjoy it. We decided to leave the next day when the wind was scheduled to fill in a little bit more and there was more of a chance that we could sail instead of motor.
What we're gonna do is we're probably gonna put the dinghy up tonight so that we're gonna leave really, really early tomorrow. We need to make up all the lost time that Adam made us lose because we stayed here. Thanks, Adam. And then we're gonna, what else are we gonna do tonight?
Just do a clean sweep of the deck and relax, enjoy the last little bit of peace.
And read a book and just kind of chill out tonight, I think, for our passage tomorrow.
And we can get going with a fresh start tomorrow.
So we can get going with a fresh start tomorrow.
I said that.
Did you want me to
stole
repeat
my
you?
line.
Well, then,
What are you, a parrot?
It's like you just wanted me to say it. So I was like, okay. It's a super, super clear day. Usually you can barely even see St Kitts and Nevis, but today you can actually see the island past that, which is Montserrat. And then the island past that is Guadeloupe, which we can't see, but actually that's probably a good thing. If we could see it, we'd be like, we'd be like, it's just there, come on. That's the worst thing about seeing some of these islands, for having such a slow mode of transport. It's like, but I can see it, it's right there. How's Driftwood look out?
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased that we can see the islands today. It's like, which way do we go? It's like, just make for the windward side of Montserrat.
Yeah, so true. It's time to bring Bartholomew out of retirement. He has done well.
Actually not Bartholomew.
Oh, is it not?
I went for the red and white. Bartholomew's the silver one.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy has a name.
Red and white, they usually do well. Oh, alright. Maybe he's not Sir, maybe he's just a major.
Yeah, got to be in it to win it. It's a bloody bar.
You serious?
Oh, maybe not.
Spanish mackerel? Oh, should we get the list?
That is a mackerel. Oh, hang on. That's barrel. Why aren't you silly? Huh? Please. Good reason for you too, buddy. Stupid barracuda.
Spots.
It looks like the same friggin' fish. Good luck, mate.
Is it a fish at least?
Yeah, it's good.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll be lucky to get a mackerel.
Do you remember what they look like?
Well, I know what a barra is, so I can tell you what it's not. I reckon that's a barracuda. Yeah, barracuda. Textbook black spots. Beautiful. Tell your friends that we're not interested in your bloody barras. Swim. Good. Where's my mahi? That lure is just a barra magnet, I reckon. Did you document me sitting on the front before?
I might have filmed you.
It's peaceful up there.
I had to coax him back with a beer though.
As if. She had to coax me back with the beer because she coaxed me back with cold water, but we neglected to mention that she had to filter the cold water through a dish towel, which was rife with detergent. And so the icy cold glass of water tasted of rank detergent. And subsequently my consolation prize was the ice cold Heineken. Worth it.
Worth the poisoning I just gave you, was it?
So just as we pulled out, we ran out of water in the starboard tank, and it seems the port tank has been, I don't know, just got floaties in it. Probably needs a little bit of, just a thimble of bleach in it or something. But otherwise a really pleasant day. The wind is slowly beginning to fill in from the east, which is good. We need about 7 to 8 knots more, and we will be.
Currently 7 knots.
Yeah, so if we could get like a nice 15, 12, we'll be minted. We'll have a beautiful night. And we'll be there same time tomorrow, which would be great. What's happening, Khiara?
I've just finished reading my book, and so now I don't know what to do with myself.
I care about what you're doing. I said, what's happening with the boat and the journey?
Alright, let me talk about the weather then. So the weather is coming from the southeast at a steady 12 to 13 knots.
It's not. It's swung around to the east.
Just I film you, so you can talk about the weather again.
No, you had one job. One job, partner.
I didn't hear you! We have just turned off the engine with great difficulty because for some reason our stop button on the engine has decided to stop working. It's happened once before, but I don't think it's related. I just think our wires on the back are a bit dicky. And then we are now heading for the direction in between Antigua and Montserrat. So we can then head straight down to Guadeloupe. We're about 100 miles off. But yeah, we're finally sailing. There's a bit of silence around, which is good. We caught 3 barracudas today. And we threw 3 barracudas back in today. Looks like we'll be having some pesto pasta tonight.
Whoa!
Seriously, it's like half a foot swell and I get wet.
How did you run it?
Don't be joking. I really do think that being out here under sail will actually be, like, granted it'll be brief and it'll be on a lean, but it'll be more stable than Gustavia in St. Bart's was.
I think it will be. Highlight of the day, ads?
Highlight of the day.
Was it my award-winning leftover pesto pasta or 2-day-old pasta? No,
did you reuse that pasta?
Of course I did.
Oh, I knew something was wrong about that pasta. Highlight of the day.
2 days is not bad. It's not
highlight of the day would be probably the sunset. It didn't rain. It was a lovely sunny day. The wind did sort of do what it said it was going to do and has continued to, so that was a highlight.
Talking about the weather again, ads.
We're sailing! What? Our lives are entirely at the mercy of the weather. As if I'm not going to talk about it.
I've been teasing him at the moment because every time he goes on camera, he's just like...
How about that weather, eh?
He just refers back to the weather and the forecast.
I'm running out of things to vlog about.
Exactly.
Awkward water discussion about that cold front, eh? There's a lot, it's hurricane season, there's a lot of weather stuff.
Exactly, which is why like every day it's been like, so this hurricane and this weather and there's a northeaster and there's a blah blah blah.
What's your highlight of the day?
My highlight of the day? Can we didn't crash be a highlight? Or nothing broke? What else is my highlight? I think catching some fish. I know it wasn't that we ate them, but
It's nice to
we,
do that.
for like a brief period there, we were like normal cruisers.
Yeah, that's true.
We sailed, we motored a little, we caught some fish and we, you know, watched the islands go by, and it's nice to kind of be going south, doing what most people on a boat do. Silly.